All right, good morning, everyone. This is Nithin Ramachandra from the Nithin Sports Rush, back with another episode 4 on the show. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Taco Tuesday. I hope everyone is having a good week, the start of a new week. But we are live with another guest. His name is Cam Lockridge. He's a former Fresno State defensive back. He also played for Ridley College, and he went to Hawaii for college too. So we're going to talk about his college career, jumping from college to college, and getting opportunities and also now he's getting an opportunity with the Buffalo Bills after the NFL draft. He was undrafted free agent, so he signed with the Buffalo Bills for rookie minicamp. So we'll get to all of that. He's joining a great organization in the NFL in Buffalo, so I can't wait to talk more about that. His college career at Fresno, and also Ridley College, and also what was it like playing in Hawaii. So without further ado, Cam Lockridge, thank you for joining the show. How are you and your family doing?
Man, we're doing great, man. Thank you so much for this opportunity, to just tell my story on your platform. So I just wanna say I'm really grateful for this opportunity and thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining, and I can't wait to learn more about your story. And you have a great story. You worked hard throughout your career to get to this point, and now you have the opportunity to show your talent to a great organization in Buffalo. But before we get to that, you were born in Tampa, Florida. So take us back through your childhood, and what was it like growing up in Florida?
And it's a it's a blessing, just to be around so many great athletes at such a young age. I always played sports, football, basketball, baseball. I ran a little track, so you know, Florida breeds great athletes no matter what part, South Florida, North Florida, Central Florida. So just the overall, I feel like state has, you know, great athletes everywhere. So it's a blessing to be a part of those caliber athletes, Lamar Jacksons and Teddy Bridgewaters, and it's so many to name. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So, and speaking of defensive backs, one of the greatest to ever do it came out of Florida State, Deion Sanders. And
Yes.
would you say that you look who were some of the players that you looked up to growing up? And you play multiple sports, but who are some of like the iconic players that you looked up to growing up when you were in
Uh,
Florida?
man, this gonna probably take a lot of people by surprise, but one of the people I looked up to the most is Ronde Barber.
Mm.
Being from Tampa and seeing that number 20 all over the place and those Barber jerseys and stuff like that. I remember when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I ended up getting a Buccaneers helmet and the full uniform, like the little play uniform, and I wore that every single day until probably like 7 or 8 years old. But I just remember Ronde Barber just having a big, huge impact on my life and me wanting to play football. And I wore number 20 in college just like he did. So he's probably one of the, I say, the pioneers of me playing football. And also it's just different other dudes like Jalen Ramsey and Denzel Ward and like those new era dudes. Now I'm looking to try to get bits and pieces from their game. But I'll say like my the first person I actually watched was Ronde Barber for the Bucks.
Wow. Yeah. Speaking of Ronde Barber, did you ever like get to meet him in person or connect with him?
No, I didn't get to meet him in person. I met his brother Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
Uh we're at a restaurant here in Tampa, I think. But I met his brother, but I want to meet Ronde Barber. It'll be a huge blessing to me. And just
Yeah. Yeah, he is one of the best to ever do it too. And Tiki also was one of the best running backs to do it too for the Giants. And so for you to talk about what was it like for you to play multiple sports? And you see kids now these days playing multiple sports, but for you, how did it help you to get to this point? What made and how do and how did you get to choose? What made you come to choose football after playing multiple sports?
yeah, so younger, I always played a bunch of different sports. I played baseball, like I said, football, basketball, track. I ran track for a little bit. But uh my family lineage, I'm the grandson of Ken Griffey Sr. and I'm
Oh,
the
okay.
nephew of Ken Griffey Jr. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
baseball is a big thing in my family. See, I'm rocking my
Yeah.
Seattle. I'm rocking my Seattle Mariners hat backwards, like my uncle. But
Oh, that's
it's
awesome.
it's these sports always been a part of me and who I am. My mom played sports in high school. My dad played sports in high school. My uncle, my grandfather, like so everybody just always gravitated around sports. And I mean, I chose football ultimately just because uh football has a violence uh part to it, and being able to go out and just throw my body into other people and being able to collide with another human being going as fast as I can. I mean, it doesn't give me it gives me an adrenaline rush that I think no other sport can. I mean, hitting a home run was great when I was little. Shooting threes and trying dunking over people when I was in high school and stuff like that. That was cool, but I felt like football is where I excelled the most at, and where I seen like my ceiling, the highest ceiling for me as an athlete to grow. It was just it's very a tedious it was tedious, like a tedious man, I can't think of the word, but
Like like a moment or something? Like
yeah, like a coming to realization moment for me, just cause I know I can play a lot of sports at a high level, but it was just like what's gonna put me in a position, to be a professional. I could have went the baseball route, but it's already two Hall of Fame
yeah.
baseball players in my family. I'm trying to go get me a gold jacket in football. So it
There
was
you go.
just
Man, this is amazing. I didn't realize you were the and I didn't realize you were related to Ken Gifford Jr. I mean, and Senior. That's amazing. And what speaking of them, we gotta clip this one and then post this for Ken Gifford. And but speaking of who what advice did they give you throughout your career, and what was that? What's that one thing that they gave you to being an athlete also like them?
yeah, just being a pro, just trying to take everything and approach it with a pro's mindset, which means, doing the little things right, paying attention to the details, being detail oriented, and just, going out and putting your best foot forward. I feel like that's those are three things they always really just uh pushed upon me and my family, like as younger athletes and stuff like that, because they're some of the best to ever do it. My uncle has swing man and shoes, and so many people look up to him, but it all wouldn't mean nothing if he didn't do the little things right, and for him to get there. And it's so is my grandpa, but they're a big influence on me, and just trying to pursue this career in football. So
Mhm.
I lean on them a lot. Just knowing them having that professional career under their belt, I look for their guidance a lot.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and it's a huge it's special for you and your family, and to have that in your life, and having that the guidance, so you can go back to them anytime you want if you need anything. So that's amazing. And for you, you committed to Ridley College first in your career. So talk about that. Talk about that process, committing to that college, and in your in one season you got 4 interceptions. But talk about the recruiting process in your first.
Man, the recruiting process out of high school, it was kind of hard. You know, a lot of kids not don't get recruited a lot, and they want to go to D1 and things like they have dreams of going D1 and stuff like that. And for me, the grades weren't all the way there, I guess, but I ended up qualifying out of high school. So once I found out I qualified, I was like, I was signed to an NAIA.
Mm,
I was signed to an NAIA 30 minutes up the road from where I live, and
oh,
I
wow.
was I was kind of just content on going there. Like, okay, I'm gonna play college football, but you know, it wasn't till like some of my closest friends really like looked at me and was like, bro, like you're better than that. You should go to junior college. And I'm like, man, junior college, like, bro, like I be hearing people living on the floor and stuff like that. It's like they be like 7 deep in houses, and it's like it's just the conditions of junior college. But uh, you know, one of my friends, he was going to junior college and he told me to reach out to this coach. So I ended up reaching out to the coach, and the coach ended up texting me back, and then probably like 2 days after that, I bought my flight to California. And
Mhm.
then probably like a week after that, I flew out there with me and my homeboy, just one suitcase each, and we was like, we're here for the next 6 months. If we don't get no Division 1 offers, then it's time to hang up the cleats. Because if they don't want us now, they're not gonna want us 365 days from now. So trying to spend 2 years out of junior college.
Yeah.
So I just told him like, man, if I don't get one in these next 6 months, then I'm gone. So I
Mm.
went out there and just really put my head down and grind and prayed and just hope for the best. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to play Division 1 football. So
Yeah, that's amazing. And speaking of Ridley College, I said earlier you recorded 4 interceptions in one season. In that one season, but talk about what did you learn there and from the coaching staff, and how do you, and then what did you do to become a good to become the better football player that you're now?
oh man, it was a different ball game once I got out there. Just the football and the tempo of everything, and just overall like life, like just going out there and being independent on your own. I'm 3,000 miles away from the closest relative and stuff like that. But when I went out there, I was just out there for the sole purpose of getting a scholarship somewhere. So I didn't let any distractions or anything, because it's easy to let that stuff come in and deter you from your goal. But I just came in and really it was just like, man, I need this. Once I get this is another step in my plan. I need this Division 1 scholarship in order to make my plan, kind of get rolling. And I just learned how to be by myself and just learn how to take initiative and accountability and stuff like that. Just because I know like there's nobody out here to save me. Like I'm 3,000 miles away from my closest, like the closest relative I have. Like there's no, if I get in trouble, there's no outs. There's no way out for me. Is gonna be the hard way. So, I just always just took that, and being unrecruited, I already had a chip on my shoulder. So I just took all those things into account and just really just focused on me and as a person and me as a football player.
Hmm. Yeah, so talk about your second recruitment process, and you went to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. But how many other offers did you get, and what made you choose Hawaii? And Hawaii is a great football program too.
Yeah, so coming out of JUCO, I only had one other offer. I took a official visit to Dixie State, which is Utah Tech now in St. George, Utah. And I mean, it was a cool place. That was a cool place, but I felt like Hawaii was, a better fit for me to try to get to the NFL, being an FBS school and playing in the Mountain West, which is, a group of 5 conference, and seeing players come out of the Mountain West and seeing players come out of Hawaii actually was, just drew me to go there. And shout out Coach Abe and Coach Graham, which was my coaches there, for believing in me, uh because I never really thought none of this would happen. Just being a little kid, you dream of it, but you don't never think it happens. And then just going there and being a premier player too before I left there just was a blessing. And just the whole overall aspect of just getting that scholarship and then actually getting to the school, enrolling into the school and going to practice. And
Mhm.
it's a blessing. Like at the time I didn't really soak it in, but now that I look back at it, it's really a blessing. And just everything I've been through is just blessed. I just feel so blessed.
Yeah, and You spent 2 seasons in Hawaii. You recorded a 73. You recorded 73 tackles, 3 interceptions, and a touchdown. And talk about that. The 2 seasons you 2 touchdowns. Talk about you. The 2 seasons you spent in Hawaii. Talk about that.
Okay, so you for the most part, I came in smaller than most dudes, and it was, I think that was the biggest jump, because high school to junior college, it's some Division I players on the field, but you know not everybody's going D1. But once I went from junior college to Division I, you see like everybody's athletic, everybody can run, jump, catch, and stuff like that. So I really wanted to, go out and just see what I can bring to the table. And what I bring to the table is I'm a turnover creating machine, and I'm good in run support and stuff like that. So I really my time there was really just a learning learning how to read a playbook, learning different coverages, learning about tendencies, learning about mannerisms, and different things that you don't necessarily understand while you're in high school, but you notice it, but you don't really understand and know that's what you're supposed to look for, reading keys, reading hi-hat, low-hat from linemen and stuff like that. So that I felt like as a football player, like I learned so much at Hawaii from Coach Graham and Coach Abe. It was surreal just learning all that, and just me picking it up so fast. It was just crazy for the most part.
Hey, that's why they call you lockdown corner for a
Yeah.
reason. Yes. So speaking of Hawaii, what was it like just to be part of that team? And because they do a great job of developing football players, and they have great coaching staff. But the weather wise, it's amazing. Obviously, it's a great weather there. But let's talk about the atmosphere there with the fan base.
Yeah, they have some great fans. I remember just living in Palolo Valley, and our neighbors always used to come up and just give us stuff, and just check on us. The culture out there is a culture of his own. Like, people are so friendly and just welcoming and stuff like that. Like, my teammates were very welcoming to me, and anything, they'll give me the shirt off their back if I needed it. So it kind of like was a culture shock to me, but at the same time, like, I realized, it's more out there to the world than, tiny old Tampa, Florida. And like, ever since I moved to Hawaii and learned about just different cultures and stuff like that, I just been want to be on the go everywhere. Like, I just been want to go everywhere. And it's just out there is very it's very expensive. It's very expensive. Everything's a lot of things are very expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like you're getting a lot of good quality stuff out there. The weather's always nice. It's always nice people. The beaches are always it's always gonna be a lot of people wherever you go out there, but the beaches are nice. If you know how to swim, if you know how to swim and dive, you can do things like that. If you know how to surf, you can go out surfing, and it's just a lot of things that I normally thought I wouldn't be doing, that I actually went out and did, and it actually like helped me just understand like more about myself and my capabilities.
Yeah, and the food is amazing there too. The food.
Yeah, the food is most definitely good too.
Yeah.
The food
So
is definitely good.
I've been to Hawaii also with my family way back, and we went to Maui, and then we went to Honolulu. We had a great time there, and Hawaii is always the best
Hmm.
for a vacation spot.
Yeah, most definitely. You been to like North Shore?
Yes, North Shore, and then and then we did I think if I remember, we did like the tour, and then
Mm.
to each island too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so and I would recommend Hawaii to everyone, whoever wants to go there. Hawaii is the
Mm.
best.
Most definitely, I would recommend it. Uh, Oahu, Maui, Kauai.
Yeah.
I recommend those.
Yeah, so for you, you entered the NCAA transfer portal after Hawaii, and then what offers did you get? But you chose Fresno State, man. Fresno State, another great program. Aaron Judge came out of there. Devontae Adams came out of there. Man, bunch of great talent. So just talk about your third recruiting process and how many offers did you get? But what made you choose Fresno State at the end of the day?
Oh man, just Fresno, man. It felt like kind of like my second home with really being 20-25 minutes down the road from Fresno. When I was in Reedley, I was always in Fresno. I attended like 2 games that season. I was in junior college and stuff like that, and I just seen the atmosphere and the energy that the Valley brings, and the people rally behind football and stuff like that. Even at a JUCO level, they was rallying behind us. So just going, it kind of was a no brainer to me to go. But I had offers, from you know bigger schools and stuff like that. But I just wanted to win at that point. I feel like in that point in my career, my college career, I wanted to win. I wanted to you know, go out and get a ring, a championship ring, a conference championship ring, you know, and be able to say that I won a championship in college. Because during high school I didn't win. Junior college we won the championship. At Hawaii we didn't go to no conference championship. We won one bowl game. So
Mm.
I just I just I just felt like I needed to solidify myself as a champion, and I did, going there. So, and I played with some great dudes: Jake, Lavelle, David, man, Devo. Whew, man, so many great dudes I met out there in Fresno. It's a blessing. Maurice, CJ, yeah.
You at Fresno State, you spent 2 seasons there. You put up some big numbers at Fresno State, and I saw a hype video that someone made for you when you were at Fresno State, and you were wearing number 20 also, but you switched to one. Take us to that process. What was that jersey switch about?
So when I first got to Fresno, I wanted to wear number one. I
Uh,
wanted to wear number 0 and number 1, but somebody already had it. And I was, when I first got there, I actually was in the number 3, and there was another corner that was in number 20. So I was already kind of like uh debating on if I should trade him or not. And then one day we was just all sitting around talking and stuff, and I was like, "Would you trade numbers with me?" He was like, "Yeah." So we went up to the Coach Teffer's office, and then we ended up trading numbers then. But once one became available again, I was like, "Man, like I need to be number one because I am the one." Like that's why I always gravitated to that number. Like number one is like the best person on the field. Like before they came out with 0, there was always number one. Like who's that number one? And I just felt like it was my time to be able to wear that jersey and really perform and put on and show people, like, when they hit that roster on like the website roster, and I'm one of the first people they see. So it was.
Speaking of 0, Overshawn from the Dallas Cowboys, he's making history. I think he's gonna wear 0 this year for the Cowboys. I think Overshawn, the defensive player from the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
don't
Yeah,
he wear all the bands and stuff?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. So speaking of one of the games you played at Fresno State, take us back to against New Mexico State. You had a big impact against that team, and take us to that game. And what did that mean for you?
Oh man, it meant the world to me. Coming off 2023 was probably one of my worst years of my life. I lost my mom in that January,
Oh
and
wow.
I end up tearing my pec that following September. So, and I didn't and I was I sat out the rest of the season. But just having that that having that next season to look up on, I felt like it fueled a different fire in me. It fueled something like it fueled something that I didn't know I had in me, and I really went in and attacked this past off season. I attacked that off season crazy, and I told myself like, if I ain't one of the nation's best, and said, man, I might as well kiss that NFL dream goodbye. So when coming out the first game, I gotta give you a little bit more context. The first game, Michigan, I caught an interception, and all my teammates were kind of like, you back, but I didn't feel like I was back. I feel like I had a lot more to give because I gave up two more receptions that game. Yeah, the interception cool in the big house, but I gave up 2 receptions to a first round tight end. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So every week I was like, man, what can I do to get to put my name into whatever the scouts are talking about, whatever the NFL needs. And I was just like, man, turnovers. And in 2022, I was tied for second in the nation in turnovers. So I was like, man, I need to lead the nation in turnovers this year, in interceptions or fumble recoveries or something, whatever. And going into that New Mexico game, I remember just being so prepared and just like anything they had to throw at me that game, I feel like it was not gonna work. They could have screened me to death. They could have threw a bunch of go balls, 9 balls, and there was nothing that I feel like they could have done to be able to get me off my game because I prepared for them months in advance. I prepare for every opponent months in advance. So going into that week and just keep repping the same things over and over, and I just kept seeing it. I just kept the offensive tackle every time he passed set, he would get real high in his stance, and I'll just be like, okay, pass. And the quarterbacks, their mannerisms was easy to pick up on. So I was just like, man, this gonna be easy out here. This is gonna go be an easy one. And it felt like that for a couple games, but a couple other games, it was the opposite. So
Well, first of all, I just want to say so sorry for your loss. Your mother's proud of you right now. And what's your mother's name, if you don't mind me asking?
her name was Leticia.
Okay, we'll dedicate this show to your mom. This episode to your mom.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, all about family. Like whenever we deal, I work with athletes or have players on the show, whoever is on the show, we always mention their families. So, yeah. So shout out, rest in peace to your mom, and she's proud of you right now. So
yes, sir. Thank you.
yeah. So take us to the draft process after Fresno State, and did you have like a draft party going on or?
So what was that? My agent, he actually had a draft party in Boston, so I went up there and we watched a little bit of the draft there. But the draft process in itself is a grueling and nerve-wracking point in your life, like, because you don't know what's next. You really honestly don't know what's next. You don't know if you played your last snap of football or not. So from the time that bowl game is over to now, right before rookie minicamp, I feel like there was a lot of uncertainty. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty, and I feel like players that's gonna go through it, just keep your faith in God and just stay prayed up and just let him work out all the details and things and everything that's behind closed doors, because you don't have control over it. You don't have control over who likes you, who doesn't like you, who's gonna pick you, who doesn't want to pick you and stuff like that. But it's a grueling and nerve-wracking time in your life. And for me, it was just trying to be more to myself, just trying to keep positive thoughts and don't get negative and stuff like that. So the draft process in itself is a crazy one, and I'm just so blessed to be a part of it because like I said, I would have never thought this. I would have never thought I'd be going to Bill's rookie mini camp if you had asked me this, in high school, like I would have never thought this. And you know, a lot of I shocked a lot of people that support me, and a lot of people, you know, from my city. I shocked them with this. So, you know, it's a blessing, and I just can't wait to go up there and, you know, just go out there and just put my name on the map.
I wa you're talent. Hey, you're underrated. You're talented. I've seen highlights of you. You can play. You can ball. That's the reason why they call you lockdown corner. And you work hard. You're on the field. You're a competitor. You're a dog. And I'm happy that the Bills gave you a chance. And speaking of teams, after the draft, you know, all the teams are on the phones trying to get the undrafted free agents they want. So that's another busy time for them, for the front office. But how many teams reached out to you? And but the best, I mean, obviously you want to get drafted, but the good positive thing, you get to choose what team you want to go to. But how many teams like reach out to you other than the Bills?
Man, pre-draft, I mean, I talked to almost all the teams. Like during my time at the Tropical Bowl, I probably talked to 28 teams, and then just phone calls and stuff like that. I probably had conversations with at least all 32, or if not 31 teams.
Mm-hmm.
But after pre-draft, like, you know, it's demands and it's needs and it's stuff like that. So I kind of already knew that, you know, I would slip because I'm not one of the top premier guys. I wasn't a combine invite. I didn't get a Reese's Bowl invite and stuff like that. But, you know, just just there wasn't, I feel like, a demand and need for corners this year, and me being one of the underrated corners, I was gonna slip by. And I felt like a lot of people missed, a lot of teams missed, and I'm gonna show them that they missed. And the Buffalo Bills got a good one, you know.
Yeah.
They don't I don't think they know what they got yet, but they got a good one. So
Hey, stay tuned, Bills Mafia. Stay tuned.
yeah.
Cam
Shout out
Lockridge, Cam,
to
Cam Lockridge is going to come out there and show what he got. And speaking of Buffalo Bills, man, by the way, shout out to James, my friend James from Espo Doodles. He made an edit for you in a Bills uniform, number one. I think. So what was that like when he made that for you?
Man, that was like a dream come true. If I cried when that happened, because I just thought about my mom, and I was like, man, like, if she was here to see this, man, this is crazy. Like, this my dream as a little boy, but her seeing me live out my dream now is, you know, it was just surreal and crazy for me. And just having him reach out to me and just want to do, even though I'm not a draft pick or anything like that, just him just wanting to, you know, put an edit on me and stuff like that. And it was just a dream come true. It's just, and then it also showed me, you know, there's people out there that believe in me. There's people that out there that want me, that that wants to see me succeed. So it's just, it was just like it was surreal. It was a dream come true.
And that's how I found your page from him. That's from the edit. I'm good friends with him, and he does a lot of great stuff for the players when it comes to editing and graphic designing. So that's a great. When I saw that, that was amazing to see. And speaking of the Buffalo Bills, and like I said, they're getting a great player. And I said I watch highlights on you. You can play. You can go up there and get the ball. You can go up against any receiver. So watch out. But the Bills are known for defense. They're always known for defense. So for you, what's going to be like to be joining a Buffalo Bills with Sean McDermott, a great head coach? You got Josh Allen on the other side of the offense, and on the defense, you got DeMar Hamlin. What an inspiring story. He went through a lot. He's been through a lot, but he's back. Just talk about what's going to be like being part of that camp and getting to learn from those players.
Man, it's just gonna be a blessing, you know, just sponging up all that information and everything I can at that small window of time, you know, just trying to sponge and just get acclimated to the NFL lifestyle as quickly as I can, and just learning about, you know, different aspects of the game, you know, that I haven't learned about, and just, you know, getting somewhere where I haven't been before. You know, I never been to New York. I never been to Buffalo. I never been in cold weather. And I heard it's supposed to be mid 40s when I go up there. So, you know, just getting around those type of guys, and they've been doing it for so long, you know. Josh Allen, what he's going on like year on like 8 or 9 or something like that, or like I don't even know, but and just getting around those guys that been doing it, it's gonna be a blessing, and just learning and soaking up all that information from them, because that's, as a rookie, I feel like that's all you can do is just soak up information. And the next year, you'll be a second year guy, but you go pass off your information to them rookies, so they don't be as bobbleheaded and walk around as bobbleheaded as
Yeah.
you were. So it's going to be a blessing, I feel like, and a great opportunity for me to just go out and let people know who Cam Lockridge is.
Yeah, and speaking of, I mentioned DeMar Hamlin earlier, and he last year he went through a tough situation, and everybody knows about his story. And now he's back on the field. Man, it's amazing. In a year, he's back on the field. And I saw him in New Orleans during Super Bowl week, and he's like great support system around him. Great person. But for you, what's it going to be like to go to learn from him at camp? And I'm sure you're going to ask him for a lot of advice. But for you, what's going to be like learning from him on the defensive side?
Man, just it's gonna be everything. I remember just watching him from Pitt, like the plays he was making at Pitt, and I didn't really know of DeMar Hamlin, and I'm not gonna like sit here and say like I know of his like everything he's been through. I just know about the part
Yeah,
on the field, what happened to him on the field, and just being around a guy like that has been through so much adversity. I feel like I've been through a lot of adversity.
yeah,
I feel like, you know, adversity is adversity helps people, and it brings people together. So whatever it is, it can be like me learning where things are in a facility and stuff like that. Just learning from a person that been through something like that, and knowing that I've been through diversity too, is just like, it's a different type of it's gonna be a different type of connection, I feel like, in a respect thing. And he's a big person of faith, and I am too. And
hmm
it's he's just an overall like great guy. I feel like I haven't met him yet, but just hearing things about like people talk to him and they talk so highly of him and his character and stuff like that, I just can't go out there and wait to meet him. And Trey White,
yeah, true.
Josh
Yep.
Allen, just all those guys, those guys that been doing it and been all pro and been, you know, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. I'm pumped up. I can't wait to see you at the camp. I hope you make the team too. And like I said, you're learning. You're going to be learning from one of the best coaching staffs, in my opinion. Sean McDermott has been doing it for a long time. Great coach, and he's going to give it to you guys. So be prepared. But I'm happy for you. And so before I let you go, I got to ask you this: What's the one thing that people don't know about you?
Oh man, that I fish a lot.
Mhm. Oh, nice.
They probably do if you see my Instagram, but I fish
Yeah.
a lot. I fish a lot. I got a lot of different little hobbies and stuff like that. I build a lot of Legos.
Mhm.
Um, just little small little intricate things I feel like about me. And just overall, just I'm a person of great faith, and I just you know leave it up to God, and I just stay prayed up, and just real family oriented. And just I want to be able to do this not only for me and my goals and like my dreams, but also for my family, just to let them know, we went through a hard time losing my mother, but
Yeah.
we can prevail through it. She's here with us, so it's it's not all bad. And just know that I didn't grind for anything.
Yeah, you grinded for this moment, and now you have your moment, and now it's time to get to work. and show people what you can do with the Buffalo Bills. And will you be wearing number 1?
Oh no, I don't know yet.
Are you?
Probably in the I'll probably ask him to put me in like 40s or something, just so I have a
Yeah.
even more chip on my shoulder to go out there and just, you know, show my talent even more.
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
it doesn't really matter what number they put me in. Like at the end of the day, plays got to be made, and I feel like
Yeah.
I make a bunch of plays.
Yep. So there you have it. Cam Lockridge just got a mini camp, rookie mini camp invite from the Buffalo Bills. What a great person, great personality, great story, man. Cam, I just want to say thank you for joining, and I didn't realize Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. was related to you. So tell him I said what's up. I would love to have him on the show one day. I know they're busy, but keep up the great work, man. I'm pumped up for you. Congrats on the opportunity. I'm excited to see what's next in your career. And I would love to have you back on this show eventually, but down the line. But keep up the great work. Just go kill it, man. Go kill it with Buffalo.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity coming up here, sharing my story, and just I'm ready to work, man. Bills Mafia, let's go.
Actually, would you like to say anything to the Buffalo Bills fans before we go?
Yeah, y'all gonna get a hardworking son of a gun that's gonna run and fly around like a chicken with his head cut off, making all the plays. And I'm definitely make a lot of plays. The ball always seems to find me. I'm always in the right place at the right time. That's what my mama used to say. You always in the right place at the right time.
Mm.
So just go out. I'm gonna go out here and just put my best foot forward and just go out here and really put my name on the map. And hopefully, man, I made the team and y'all can purchase my jerseys on Sunday. That's it.
Well, there you have it. Thank you. Let's go. Can't wait.
Oh, Bill Mafia.
Woo.